Hi, it's Jeremiah Demeray. In this video, you're going to learn how to generate life insurance leads online. Let's get started. Step number one to generating life insurance leads online is having a landing page. Now this is really important because in your strategy in trying to drive traffic to a page, you never want to send traffic to your website. Unfortunately, this is what 95% of life insurance agents do right now. They might try a campaign or promote their website, and they give the website, and what happens is it causes what I call funnel friction. Funnel friction is basically when somebody comes to your page, they don't know where to go. So there's some friction in their decision-making process. Anything you have on your page, such as a link, even a bio or anything like that, where somebody can click and go somewhere else, creates friction in the process that you want to control. Remember, the whole goal to generate a life insurance lead online is to get them to fill out a form, right? So unless you have a page that only has the ability to fill out a form, offer some value, perhaps it's an irresistible lead magnet or something of that nature, you never want to send paid traffic to your website. So you're probably asking, well, it sounds great, Jeremiah, but where do I get a landing page? Well, I got some good news for you. Technology has advanced so much in the internet marketing space that what used to take weeks or days or even hours can now be done in just minutes. Literally, you can use tools like Unbounce, leadpages.net, or ClickFunnels, where in less than 20 minutes, you can go online, set up an account for as little as $30 a month, and using point and click technology, simply drag items over, write a few lines, and set up a landing page for your life insurance leads. So make sure that you follow step number one. Have a landing page. Don't just send people to your website. All right, let's talk about step number two. Step number two to generate life insurance leads online is to have an irresistible offer. Now, an irresistible offer is to give something of value to somebody that they would be happy to give you their personal information for. I'll give you a couple of examples here. Number one, you can give away a free report or perhaps a checklist. So if you're trying to generate life insurance leads, you could have a simple checklist, 7 questions to ask before you buy life insurance. Or you could have a report. What people in their 50s are purchasing for life insurance. Or don't buy any life insurance until you read this comprehensive report. All of those are different ways to get people who are more top of funnel, which means maybe they're not quite ready to look at a quote or talk to somebody, but they are interested in the idea of shopping for life insurance. So at that point, you can capture them right at that thing. Now, one little tip I'll give you is one big mistake I see a lot of life insurance agents doing right now is when they have a form on their landing page, they ask way too many questions, right? They ask their full name, their phone number, their email address. They ask for their date of birth. Short of asking for their social security number, they're asking for way too much information. And what you're going to notice is the more information you ask, the less number of people are going to opt in. So your whole goal with generating a life insurance lead online is start small. Start the relationship with these micro commitments. So, getting somebody to download a report is what I call a nice micro commitment, because all they had to do was put in their first name, maybe put in their email, and that's it. Some people try to get a little more aggressive and ask for the phone number, but that's a very personal piece of information people do not want to give up. But if you're going for a higher quality lead, then you definitely want to have more fields on your form. And when you do that, just know that you're going to pay more for that lead. So it depends on your strategy, right? If you're just trying to build your list and then nurture the list, which we'll talk about in a second, that's one strategy. But if you're like, no, I just want to talk to people who are ready to buy life insurance, then you're definitely going to want to have more information on that form. You're going to end up paying more for that lead, but it will save you a lot of time. All right, so we talked about creating a landing page. We talked about creating an irresistible offer. The next step is to create a paid traffic source. So step number three, create a paid traffic source. Now in another video, I'm going to go into a lot more detail on paid traffic. But basically, once you have a landing page, you need to get it out to the world. So let me give you a free traffic source you can use right now. Your own marketing list. So that's like a free traffic source that you can use right away to send out an email saying something really simple like, hey, I know we spoke in the past, it wasn't the right time, but I published a new report based on all the questions I was getting about life insurance. I thought you'd find it helpful. Here's a link. Right? Really cool, non-salesy, not like you're trying to hard close them, but you're trying to get them back into the nurturing process. All right, what are the other traffic sources that you can use once you've maximized your own internal email list? Well, LinkedIn is a traffic source, right? You could buy ads on LinkedIn and put them directly in front of executives, affluent professionals, people who are going through a work transition. You could go to Facebook as well. I did another video about the 5 steps to generating leads on Facebook, which you can check out as well. But really simply, it's about setting a simple budget, right? $5 to $10 a day is really all you need to start driving traffic to that landing page. Another thing you could do is you could go to Google AdWords. Now, if you had a chance to pick up a copy of my #1 bestseller, Shift, I have an entire chapter on there of a story of my good friend Sai, who built a virtual agency from zero simply by buying AdWords that were like these long tail keywords, things like, Costa Mesa life insurance quote, right? Not a lot of people were bidding on Costa Mesa life insurance quote, but a ton of people were building on California life insurance quote. So a click on California life insurance quote might cost you, $10, $20, $30, $40, $50. But for these little, small, long tail keywords, it's really, really powerful. If you don't have a copy of the book, I'll give you a little pitch here. You can go to Amazon.com and you can get it for 20 bucks. And the whole chapter there outlines exactly his cost per lead and all that good stuff. Anyways, okay, forget the commercial now. Let's get back to this, right? So really all you need to do is set an ad budget and do AdWords, LinkedIn, or Facebook. All right, let's move on to step number 4. Step number 4 is nurturing your prospect. There's tons of studies that show that less than 2% of people who are in the market today are actually looking for life insurance. And I would venture to say that it's even shorter. So if you think of an ecosystem of like maybe 1,000 prospects, there's only 2% of those people that are actually looking for what you sell. But if you paid all this money to drive traffic and you got them into your email list, it doesn't mean that they're ready to buy, even if they filled out the form. A lot of people are still in the early shopping stages. So what you should do is consider building a 3 to 5-step email nurturing campaign. Now there's wonderful tools out there, tools like Mailshake or Reply, that you can drop a lead into and it will automatically send emails that look very personalized and very one-on-one. And the goal of those emails is to simply build a relationship. Don't try to hard close, don't try to get them on the phone right away. You're going to push people away. Consider a couple of ideas. One, you could add value, right? Maybe you have a blog post or there's a helpful article that came out on Kiplinger's or Money or Inc. magazine that talked about how people are saving for retirement. By leveraging a third-party brand like that, you're actually elevating your own personal brand. So you could send a helpful article. You could even send a picture of yourself. Right? I know agents who send pictures of themselves and their families or in their work environment to build that one-on-one connection. Okay, so that's the nurturing process. Step number 5, probably the most important step out of the entire process to generate life insurance leads online is test, test, test. Okay? Test, test, test. This is a core marketing principle that has been around for over 100 years. In fact, the people who succeed the most in marketing life insurance leads online are people who are relentless testers. I'm going to tell you that even if you follow those 5 steps to the T, your first campaign will most likely not be a home run. Okay? For every great idea that I've had like 20 bad ones behind it. I don't really share a lot of the bad ideas out front, but when I find something good and I know it works, I'm really grateful and happy to share it with you. But I want you to adopt that mindset that you need to think like a tester. Don't just think this is one and done, right? This is not Ron Popeil's rotisserie chicken gold, right? Where you put the chicken in there and you set it and forget it. Generating life insurance leads online is not like Ron Popeil. Generating life insurance leads online is about testing, it is about strategy, and is about coming up with a compelling offer. So a testing window that I recommend is 7-day increments. 7-day increments. So when you launch your first paid ad, even if it's not generating leads in day 1, 2, or 3, don't kill it right away. Okay, and there's a whole bunch of algorithmic principles that go behind that, but I just want you to realize, don't give up right away. Okay, look at 7 days, analyze. Maybe you got to change your headline. Maybe you got to change the subject line. Maybe you got to change something on the landing pages, right? And by the way, when you're testing, don't test more than 2 things at once. Okay, some people get all crazy like, okay, this page generated only 5 leads, but what if I change the offer, change the headline, change the form? Well, even if it works, you won't know what made the impact. Instead, only test 2 things. So for example, let's say you have 1 page, right? And by the way, the tools I mentioned earlier have this built inside of them. So you can do these A/B split tests really, really easily. So if you're driving traffic to a page that's not really converting, change the headline. That's the number 1 thing to change first off. Change the headline. So the first page, page A, will continue to get that traffic. And then test a page B where the only different thing on that page is the headline. And then run that for 7 days and see how that works. Okay, well, you just stuck all the way to the end of this video to learn how to generate life insurance leads online. Remember, you got to have a great offer, you got to have a traffic source. Don't send it to your website, right? Make sure you send it to a landing page. Ensure that you have a nurturing sequence and test, test, test. Thanks so much for checking out this video. I'm really grateful you took the time to invest in yourself to watch it. What was your insight? What was your aha moment that you got from this? I'd love to hear from you. Please post in the comments below what was your insight. And by the way, if you've got a tip or a strategy or a landing page that has worked really well for you, go ahead and share that with the community below. Everybody appreciates it. Thanks so much for checking out this video, and I'll see you on the next one.